The Air Force defense has transformed itself into not only one of the top units in the Mountain West, but the country, and a lot of the credit goes to defensive coordinator Steve Russ. In 2 years under Coach Russ, the Falcons have surrendered 17 fewer points per game.
Cook in trouble, he's gonna go down!
This defense has made a name for itself with an aggressive style of play, which has led to 36 sacks, the most in the Mountain West. It's a turn-'em-loose style of play that these players love.
I think they understand the stunts and the blitzes and the games a little bit better, and I think we've got some really good players. And again, I think the coaches have done a really, really good job of getting guys to be where they need to be when they need to be there, and we put a huge emphasis on it this year.
Throw Myers in trouble and he goes down!
Coaches bringing us pressure. They coach us well. Coach Cross, they all have a good scheme going like that. Trust each other. So I'm supposed to stay outside. Kind of know somebody else is inside, doing work in there.
And is in trouble and is sacked.
I just think we're really detailed in the blitzes we do draw up, and we're just detailed in our preparation and the way we attack. The difference between 4 inches is the difference between a sack and that.
The secondary is anchored by a pair of first-team All-Mountain West players. Weston Steelhammer, whose 11 career interceptions ranks 5th in Air Force history, and Roland Latipo, who is in his first season as a starting cornerback, leads the conference and is 9th nationally in pass breakups.
Roland Latipo, and he's gonna go in for the Air Force touchdown!
I know they're gonna go to their top receivers any game. It doesn't matter really who's up against them. So I just take it as a challenge, really, just to be able to go out week by week and just do what I got to do. Don't look at fast. I had some good games, but I just got to get out of my head and just take one play at a time.
We bring the house quite a bit, and then that kind of hangs us out to dry, but we like that. We kind of take pride in calling it our own island. Coach Rudd gets us ready each and every week.
Intercepted by Air Force!
The height of the defensive domination this season was a stretch in which Air Force did not allow a single offensive touchdown for 11 straight quarters.
We'd like to get back to that if we could. So, really, Jesse, one of those deals is we don't really look back on things until it's all said and done. And I think when it's all said and done, we will look back on that and say, hey, that was pretty special.
Tipped and incomplete.
What we'd like to do is get back to playing good defense, especially this week when we really need it most.
Set back at the 19-yard line. Alex Hansen and DJ down.
One of the points of emphasis for the Air Force defense heading into the 2015 Sports Authority Mountain West Football Championship game, forcing turnovers. The Falcons have forced just 2 in the last 4 games, and one of those came on a Hail Mary at the end of the half against Utah State. At the Air Force Academy, I'm Jesse Kurtz for the Mountain West Network. Now for a report on the Aztecs, here's Stormy Buonantony.
Thanks, Jesse. San Diego State ranks #1 in the Mountain West and 6th nationally in red zone offense, scoring on more than 93% of its tries. And a big reason for that production is junior running back Donnell Pumphrey, who's good for 18 touchdowns in 2015 and was just today named the Mountain West Offensive Player of the Year.
Run, Donnell, run! Touchdown, Aztecs!
It's super humbling, and I just truly, honestly, I'm just blessed to be able to win this award.
Posting a league record 8 consecutive games of 100-plus yards on the ground, the Aztecs are nearly unbeatable when Pumphrey hits the century mark.
Anytime he's, busting for a big game, we know that it's going to be a good day.
Down, spins at the 5, and into the end zone!
And try to give him as many different ways as he can to get out in space, because once he gets out in space, he's basically gone.
A force not only in the ground game but through the air as well. Pumphrey is the only player in the Mountain West and one of just 4 in Division I football to lead his team in rushing yards and receptions. He's racked up nearly 1,800 all-purpose yards and ranks in the top 15 nationally in all-purpose yards per game, rushing yards, and rushing touchdowns.
Just as an offensive line, we just try to do what we can to open up as many different holes as we can for him so he can go out and do his thing.
Get into a hole, make somebody miss, maybe even run over somebody once in a while, and then when he gets in the open field, he's got enough speed to take it the distance most of the time.
Listed at 5 feet 9 inches and 190 pounds, Pumphrey doesn't look like your traditional every down back.
It's a big motivation because I know I'm not the biggest guy, but I have a big heart, and that's what pushes me, and my daughter, which motivates me as well, and my teammates, they push me.
DJ is a great running back, and I think we have one of the best running backs and one of the best O-lines in the country, and that's something good to see. As hopefully they eat up the clock. That's what we be thinking on the sideline.
With the Mountain West Championship on the line Saturday, the game plan is the same for Pumphrey in an Aztec run-first offense, but the stakes have never been higher.
Just keep preparing, and we got a tough opponent in the Air Force this week, and it'll be my birthday present if we're able to win the championship.
Oh, he's been telling me, just like me, it's just like, we've got to this point, we just want to finish it out. So, you know, Pumphrey's always in there, you know, giving his all in every game. And you can just tell at practice, you know, even today, you can just tell that he's running everything fast, he's doing everything right. We're very locked in, and we need to do what we need to do to get this W.
Pumphrey anchors an Aztec squad that's the only team in the nation to win 8 consecutive games by 10 or more points. And since the beginning of conference play, the Aztecs have never trailed in the second half. From San Diego State University, I'm Stormy Buonantony with the Mountain West Network.